show, of course, time to talk about basketball, so we thought we better start at the top. NBL 1, the Woodville Warriors sitting nicely on top of the ladder, and these two guests of ours have had a fair bit to do with it. Jawan Stepney, Joe Jackson, who's been in before. How are you guys?
Good. How are you?
Now, mate, the coach is here, so we won't talk too much about the coach, but how'd you find coming in? For you, first season in with you, how'd you find coming into the system?
It was a little different for me, for what I was used to, but adjusted pretty well, adjusted pretty quickly. Figured out, moving the ball and playing within the system, and it kind of came quickly, kind of easy.
So you nearly made it to Australia before you finished up here in Adelaide, of course. You got to Canberra, and then COVID hit, and then so just take the viewers through what happened there.
Canberra was too cold. No, I'm kidding.
No, that's a good reason not to be there, especially right now.
I was there about a month and a half, did everything, preparation. We were actually supposed to play the COE on a Sunday, and then they had canceled the game right before, or postponed it first, and then after about 2 days or 3 days, they just canned the whole season. And they gave the option to either stay or go back to the States and family at home and whatnot. So
good decision.
And mentally, was that a tough decision, or it just kind of came easily to you? You wanted to be closer to family again?
It was tough, especially being my first year to, come out here and play professionally. But especially having my daughter at home, it was pretty much, pretty easy for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, Joe, second season in for you, mate. Made it along okay?
Yep, everything's good. We're top of the ladder, like you said, so can't be more happy than that,
All right, big game this weekend. Sturt, they're around the mark as well, so good test for you guys. What are you thinking?
Of course, I think we're going to win, but no, they have a really good team. They're very disciplined, and so we're going to have to be even more disciplined than them and just play hard the entire game.
What do you reckon's changed from last season to this season for you guys? What's been the big change to get you on top of the ladder?
This season, we obviously got a few new players with Jawan, Dave Humphreys, and Nick Worm. All really good guards who can create their own shots and as well as distribute for others. We also put in, so the offense has been taking care of itself. We've also put in defensive principles that have worked really well for us throughout the year. So yeah, it's been a lot of changes in a good way, and everybody's been playing their role. So yeah, it's been really good.
And you've won the last 7 games as a playing group. What do you think the chemistry is like? Well, how is the chemistry amongst the playing group? Obviously, it's working.
Yeah. So the first game that we lost, it was kind of up in the air. We're still learning each other, even though we had a few preseason games together and stuff. I think we're still learning who's going to do what in the team. So from there, I think we've pretty much figured it out. We always talk about taking shots in the right time and the right circumstance, and I think everybody's figured out their role within our system. So chemistry is great.
You've won 7 in a row, which is great, and you can't be complacent, obviously, because there's teams that are going to jump up and bite you. Who is the team? Who is the team that would worry you the most? Who's out of those, say, 7 wins?
I don't really want to give any team.
You guys are answering all the standing questions one game at a time. I know where this is going.
Where you give the answer of the team that does worry you, but you give the answer of the one underneath them. You don't tell them about the real one that really worries you.
They're worried about the Mavericks.
7 in a row that's a good effort. But it's at that stage of the season now where we don't want to drop one. It's almost there. You're almost there.
Yeah. Definitely don't want to drop any games. And yes, it's tough, when you're at the top, and then now we're going, after this weekend, we're going to go back through the process of playing everyone again. And obviously they're going to probably throw different stuff at us that we haven't seen before, just to kind of rattle us a bit. So yeah, we just got to keep being consistent, I think, and following our game plan and our scouts, and just believing what our coaches tell us to do. So.
Yeah, the coach, I was talking to him before, he said the big surprise this year is that they're playing defence. They didn't do that last year, so they're really full teams this year. Hey, Jawan, I don't want to make it embarrassing for you, but most of the viewers don't know you because you're new to us, and you know, obviously played in the States and stuff. Just, there's always setbacks in sport. And it's how you come out of that setback and then what happens after that. So 2018 for you, you're in the draft and you don't get drafted. So the NBA dream is not there at the moment. What's that moment for you like? Because it's as a kid growing up, be it NBA, be it AFL, the dream that's where you want to get to, and suddenly you feel like it's taken away. How quickly did you come back out and then decide what you wanted to do after that?
Honestly, it took a while. Coming out of that and then graduating college, and not finding a job in basketball and having a daughter, having to support and do that, I had to go into the real world and, find different jobs. I went into construction, I did a whole bunch of other stuff, but I love basketball, so I just never stopped playing and, kept that dream alive, kept that hope alive, and by the grace of God, I ended up here.
You know how some people come straight from college, and we've had that experience with other athletes that have come here early days. So 20 years ago, they come here, they've come straight from college to basketball. They couldn't adjust. Yet you've finished college, then you've had some life experiences, and now back into basketball.
Oh, yeah.
Do you think it helps you appreciate the game much more, and you want to be in it for all the right reasons?
1,000%. I think about it all the time. It's really a blessing to be here. I went through a lot of trials and tribulations that maybe a lot of people haven't gone through, but I feel like that made me more mentally stronger than I would have been.
How old's your daughter now?
She's 4. She just turned 4 on the 25th.
So is there a chance we get to see her come out?
Yeah, hopefully.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
All right. And the journey for you now, mate, another couple of years. You came in from Darwin first, didn't you? So you've come from the heat to beautiful weather in Adelaide at the moment. So do you think this is a long-term stay for you now? Been here a couple of years?
Yeah, I'm thinking so. Yeah, I really like it here in Adelaide. I'm thinking I'll try my best to stick around for as long as possible.
So all you have to do is play defence and offence, and the coach gives you a tick, and you two guys get to stay here for a while. Hey, what are you expecting against Sturt? What style of game do you think they're going to play against you guys?
I'm not sure. I think that ball pressure is what we experienced at the end of our last game, and it showed a bit of complacency for us, but it's a lot of things. It's something we worked on,
Well, it's going to be a good test. We expect to see you guys in the finals. Come back here, of course, after you've won the grand final. Otherwise, we don't like to talk to you. No, we'd be happy to see both you, Jawan and Joe, come back. Appreciate you coming in, fellas. Good luck against Sturt on the weekend. Hopefully you can keep the momentum going and storm through the finals. Stay with us. Still a little bit more to come.